Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about my OC universe, the universe that my OCs are in, not to sound redundant, but this is the main character, Morgan Jones, but first let me backtrack. Okay, so in the year 2350, a virus called S23 wiped out a lot of the population. Now, this organization called Phoenix sprung up, and they were like, hey, we need to repopulate. Like 99% of the population is dead. And so they found people still alive, immune to the virus. Morgan, one of them. And they were like, you need to start trying to help populate this earth. And they were called bringers. And each bringer was called and named a subject. Morgan is 3715, and each bringer is set up to have X amount of kids, like a quota. Morgan's quota was set at 25. She lost her family to the virus, and just everything is terrible. Everything's terrible in Terriblehood. This is Gavin Andrews. He's also a bringer. His subject number is 2913. And his quota is set at 35. His backstory is, before all this happened, he and a guy, Dean, were very close, if you catch my drift. And Dean was sent to the work compound that Phoenix was starting up. It's a new program. The work compound basically fuels the neighboring compound. So Morgan lives in Willow Valley, and Dean was going to Oak Mountain. That is the compound name. And years go by, and then Dean just sends Gavin a letter, and it's like, hey, watch out for Cassandra, another character that you're going to meet later. She is the leader of Phoenix. Anyway, and it's just telling all these atrocities. Oh, I can't speak this morning. But all the terrible things that are going on in this work compound, and then he had to tell someone, and the only person he could think of was Gavin. His quota is set at 35. This is Cassandra, and I have a better picture of her. Let me see if I can find it. This is Cassandra, and she is the leader of Phoenix. When her father died, he left her a company. The company was in, I think it was in, like, pharmaceuticals. And when her father died, she changed it to Phoenix, because that's what, well, it's a branch of the pharmaceutical company. It's not the same thing. So it's like, yeah. But she's a witch. That's why her eye is doing this. I try to make it look like it's glowing. Not well. But she became a witch at 10 because her mother gave her a spell book, and basically there was instructions on how to become a witch, and she did it. Her devotion to the supernatural paid off for her, because no one in this universe actually believes in the supernatural. Everything's science-based, everything's logic, everything's reality, and if you do believe in the supernatural and you omit this, you can either, in Phoenix's time, you can either be put to death, or you can just be thought of as crazy and go to the crazy house. They don't treat people well here. This is Aiden Monroe. This is his early version. Let me see if I can find his other version, because I drew out 2 pictures. I like this one better. Not sure if I like the hair and the hands, but yeah. But that's Aiden. He is originally from Oak Mountain, the compound that Dean went to. Oak Mountain isn't just a work compound, but it does have a work compound in there. He handles the politics of everything. He, Cassandra, and this other guy, Jay, they grew up really close. So when Cassandra made Phoenix, she was like, hey, Aiden, you're studying to be a politician. You are pretty good. And how about you run the politics of Phoenix? He was like, okay. And that's how that started. Because he's from Oak Mountain, he has a deep southern accent. So, yeah. He is 32. I changed his age from 35. And this is Jay. That's the other guy I was talking about. He, Cassandra, and Aiden all grew up together. And basically, he studied to be a doctor. He was like, well, everything's terrible. I want to help people. I want to be like the person in General Hospital, the cute doctor that gets old ladies. He was a teenager at the time. What do you expect? And when he finished medical school, everything started to go to crap. And him and Aiden and Cassandra were like, well, Cassandra, what are you going to do? Everything's terrible. So she was like, Jay, you're going to be the doctor at Phoenix. And he was like, okay. And he is 28. Okay, this is Mira Wright. She is the local doctor at the hospital. Not Phoenix, but another hospital. She's 30, and off of work, she likes to dance. That's why she's in this, like, costume thing. And yeah. You can see me try to draw hands, and it's not working. Yeah. Basically, her backstory is sort of the same as Jay's, but not that well. She dreamed of being a doctor, being helpful to people, because she just wanted to. But this was after she had a medical injury that prevented her from going on to be a professional dancer. She just dances in her free time because she can. Basically, she tore a muscle, and that muscle is very important, and she can't professionally dance. Even when she dances, like, derping around, she still, is at risk of hurting herself, and sometimes she does, but because she's a doctor, she can just heal herself. She's 30. This is Victor Cruz, and let me see, I want to see the other picture I have of him. Yep, here's Victor. I tried a new hairstyle for him, but he is the nurse at the local hospital that Mira works at. And basically, he don't look like a nurse. He didn't want to be a nurse. He just was thrown into it. He likes science and medicine and stuff. So he was like, well, I'm like 23. I don't know what to do with my life. And everything that's happened, he was like, well, there's a lot of people that need help. So I guess I'm going to be a nurse. Cool beans, bro. So he became a nurse. He's still in medical school. And he's basically, as you can see, he has tattoos and stuff. And he's very muscular. He's basically a bro. Look at that little hand teacup thing. This is Yumi Knights. She is a local newscaster for Wolf News. That's the news. And basically her story is everyone told her she should either go into radio or some journalism thing. And she was like, well, I do enjoy talking, so let's do this. And that's what she did. And this is supposed to be a necklace choker thing. Don't know how well I did. This right here is Dean, the guy I was talking about. You can see he has a scar. That's from falling out of a tree when he was a kid. And he's the letter writer to Gavin, him and Gavin met when they were fresh out of high school. They met and they fell for each other. It was like, just Dean gave Gavin the look, and everything is the same. He has purple eyes, and I thought that would be cool. I gave him purple eyes and dark hair because you can actually be born with purple eyes, I think. Even though it is more rare. But he's 25. And these are the robots of Morgan. This is Silver, this is Goldie. Silver is now her butler, but he used to be her hairdresser. He can shrink down to, like, little and basically do hair. Cut hair. He can curl hair, blah, blah, blah. Hairdresser things. But now, he is her butler. This is Goldie. She is a transporter robot. So basically, this part of her, it would stretch out and go, and 6 people can fit, and basically you press this screen that comes up, and you can save where you're gonna go. And Morgan had to go to the hospital. I wonder why. And, she saved the local hospital so Goldie knows where it is. Silver was a gift from Morgan's mom at her, I want to say, 12th birthday. And then Goldie was just released when Morgan went to the grocery store. And she bought Goldie. This is Taisha Pollock. I have another picture of her. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, she's the doctor at the local hospital, and basically she likes to work out. That's why I always draw her in workout clothes instead of professionally drawn doctory clothes. But, yeah. And basically her story is that she wanted to be a boxer. This is Dean. She wanted to be a boxer, but because of events going on in her life and everyone else's life, she was like, well, I'm going to be a doctor because I can't stand to let people disintegrate and be like this. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to anyone else. This is before the virus, so it's not because of the virus. But her father was diagnosed with cancer, and she wanted them to treat him. But they were like, nah, his cancer is too advanced. It's past the treatable level. And she was like, well, you have a cure by now. And they were like, yeah. And she was like, well, why don't you use it? And they were like, ma'am, I don't think you know what you're talking about. This cure for your father's cancer isn't going to work on him. And she was like, why not? And she wanted to protect her father, obviously. I mean, And she felt that the hospital just wasn't doing enough, and he died. So because he died, she wanted to change her goal in life from a boxer to a doctor. So she can help other people and be nice. But yeah, this has been my OC backstory and OC Universe backstory and blah, blah, blah. There's probably going to be more characters to come. So if I left anything out, I can... yeah, that's Dean. Yumi. Victor. This is Mira. She's supposed to be at the beach. This is Jay. Little nub hands. I didn't draw hands. Aiden. Cassandra. This is Gavin. I'm trying a new coloring technique. And shading. And then this is Morgan. And, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how to end videos. Bye.